72 previous attempts had failed. Could a night shift mechanic with a community college degree solve a $5 million engine disaster that top engineers couldn't fix? The conference room was tense. Every investor, engineer, and livestream viewer was staring at him, the man everyone called the janitor. Yet, Malik Thompson's calm eyes betrayed something no one had noticed before: certainty. The massive engine in front of him had defied the brightest minds from MIT, Stanford, and even Munich's finest, for nearly 2 months. And now, all attention was on a man who, until yesterday, was sweeping floors and emptying trash bins at Zenith Motors. Victoria Langston, the company's CEO, smirked from the corner, her designer heels clicking on the marble floor. She had orchestrated this moment as a public test, a humiliation spectacle disguised as a technical challenge. "Fix this engine, Malik," she said, her voice dripping with condescension, "and I'll personally promote you to lead engineer. Or, maybe even marry you." The words echoed like a taunt. Cameras flashed. Livestream notifications pinged. Over 45,000 viewers were watching worldwide. The stakes were clear: 6 weeks of engineering failure, millions wasted, and a corporate reputation on the line. But Malik didn't flinch. The room smelled faintly of motor oil and freshly polished metal. A wall-to-wall conference table was covered in blueprints, digital tablets, and scattered diagnostic equipment. Engineers whispered calculations, unsure whether to watch Malik or their own screens. Dr. Helena Roth, Zenith's chief engineer with 35 years of experience, leaned over the schematics. Her fountain pen hovered like a conductor's baton. Klaus Becker, representing the German investors, adjusted his glasses, a mixture of impatience and skepticism on his face. He had flown in to oversee the project personally, expecting efficiency, and certainly expecting Malik to fail. The problem was precise but devilishly complex. The AI-controlled prototype engine had a consistent knocking issue at high RPMs. Previous attempts to recalibrate the software had failed. Hardware replacements had been attempted. Even hybrid AI-human diagnostic teams couldn't identify the root cause. Every solution had been attempted and failed. Malik silently inspected the blueprints, his fingers tracing measurements with practiced ease. These weren't just numbers, they were conversations. He had spent countless nights after shifts analyzing engine documentation, running mental simulations, and memorizing tolerances down to the micron. Victoria crossed her arms, whispering into her headset, "Make sure the stream captures every failure. This will be viral." Malik's eyes, however, were fixed on one detail: the crankshaft. Its diameter, tolerance, and harmonics told him a story the AI couldn't hear. The German manufacturing tolerances were exceptionally tight. The American calibrated AI, however, was adjusting for errors that didn't exist. A mismatch of metrics, a tiny microgap, yet enough to throw 67 attempts into failure. Malik pulled a digital caliper from his toolkit, his hands steady, precise, almost hypnotic in their movements. "The crankshaft," he began, addressing the silent boardroom, "is machined in Stuttgart at 87.62 mm, tolerance plus or minus 0.001 mm. The AI is set for 3.450 N, which converts to 87.63 mm. A murmur ran through the room. Dr. Roth frowned. "That's mathematically identical," she said. "Mathematically, yes," Malik replied, "but mechanically, different. The AI sees a deviation that doesn't exist. It microadjusts, throwing pistons, rods, and timing chains out of sync. It's like asking a pianist to correct a perfectly tuned piano." Klaus Becker's brow furrowed. Marcus Reynolds, a young MIT-trained engineer, leaned closer to the schematics, whispering, he might be right." Malik continued, moving from component to component. Pistons, valves, timing chains, all manufactured to exact German tolerances, all misinterpreted by AI algorithms designed for broader American tolerances. He sketched diagrams on a pad. The numbers weren't just calculations, they were a visual narrative, showing cascading errors and misaligned frequencies. Victoria's live stream exploded. Engineers from Ford, Tesla, and other international firms were commenting, questioning, and admiring in real time. Hashtags like underdog engineer and mechanical justice began trending on social media, even as Malik silently calculated the next step. He didn't need anyone to believe him yet. He needed to confirm it. And that meant testing an elegant, low-cost solution he had envisioned long before anyone even thought to check the AI's assumptions. Malik didn't rush. He treated the engine like a living organism, feeling every vibration through the steel floor beneath him. "Look here," he said, pointing to the timing chain, "the AI is micro-correcting for a tolerance that only exists in its programming. Every unnecessary adjustment amplifies the knock. It's a feedback loop, invisible to conventional diagnostics but deadly in practice." Dr. Roth leaned in closer, her professional curiosity now fully engaged. "You're suggesting that the AI is overcompensating?" "Yes," Malik said calmly. "And it doesn't realize the machinery is already perfect. It's trying to fix perfection, and that's why every previous attempt failed." The room fell silent. Even Victoria, who had been filming and narrating her livestream mockery, froze. She couldn't hide the flicker of uncertainty in her expression. Malik moved to a storage cart beside the engine, pulling out a small, round device roughly the size of a hockey puck. "A harmonic dampener," he explained. "Instead of reprogramming the AI or replacing the components, this will act as a translator between the AI's expectations and the engine's true precision. It bridges the frequency gap." "That's it?" Victoria gasped. "You're telling me the $60 piece of metal fixes a $5 million problem?" "Yes," Malik replied, his voice calm, but each word carrying the weight of confidence earned over countless nights of unseen work. "Sometimes the most elegant solutions are the simplest. The engine isn't broken. It's just misunderstood." He began installing the dampener, his hands moving with the confidence of a surgeon. Each bolt, each alignment, precise and deliberate. Marcus Reynolds whispered to Dr. Roth, "I've never seen anyone move like that, like he's communicating directly with the machine." The live stream chat exploded. Comments poured in from engineers around the world. "Tesla engineers, are you seeing this? This is pure mechanical intuition. Janitor turned genius, unreal." Klaus Becker watched silently, his Germanic pride making him skeptical yet undeniably intrigued. The murmurs from his own team suggested the same, a mixture of astonishment and reluctant admiration. Malik's methodical approach revealed another layer of the problem. "Notice the pistons," he said, measuring them with digital calipers. "The AI perceives a difference of 0.002 millimeters as catastrophic. German engineering tolerances are plus or minus 0.001 millimeters. Every micro-adjustment it makes is unnecessary, introducing tiny timing errors that cascade throughout the engine. That's why it stalls at precisely 14 minutes every time." Dr. Roth jotted notes furiously, her experienced eyes widening with recognition. "It's not the software. It's the interface. You've uncovered a fundamental miscommunication between AI and hardware." Malik nodded, finishing the final adjustments on the harmonic dampener. "Once this is in place, the engine and AI will speak the same language. There won't be overcorrection. No more cascading failures. The machine can finally find its natural rhythm." Victoria's smirk had vanished completely. Her voice was low, almost incredulous. "You actually think this works?" "Yes," Malik said. He stepped back, wiping his hands on a rag, his posture relaxed yet commanding. "And now, we test." The boardroom collectively held its breath. Dr. Roth moved to the control panel. The moment felt ceremonial, almost sacred. Investors leaned forward. Engineers whispered calculations under their breath. Even Victoria's fingers paused over her phone, her livestream feed now capturing her own professional humiliation in real time. Malik's gaze lingered on the engine, the culmination of weeks of unseen labor and countless small discoveries. He felt the vibration through the floor, subtle but precise. He was ready. "Start the engine," Dr. Roth commanded. Silence fell. Cameras zoomed in. Live chat froze in anticipation. Malik's fingers turned the ignition key. The metallic click echoed across the room like a gunshot. For a brief heartbeat, nothing happened. The engine seemed to hold its breath. Everyone's eyes widened. Then, the engine came alive. The ignition key turned. Silence. The entire boardroom froze, the tension so thick it could be cut with a wrench. Victoria's livestream camera hovered over Malik like a hawk, broadcasting every heartbeat to thousands of viewers. Then, a low rumble. The engine didn't cough, stutter, or knock. Instead, it purred, a deep, harmonic resonance that filled the room, vibrating through the polished conference table and the steel beams above. Dr. Roth's pen hovered midair as her eyes widened. Green indicators flashed across every diagnostic panel. The AI, previously in perpetual error mode, now displayed perfect synchronization. Marcus Reynolds, arms crossed, muttered, "He actually did it." Klaus Becker, normally stoic, leaned forward, his sharp eyes scanning measurements, calculations, and now the engine's flawless rhythm. Unbelievable, the numbers match his claims exactly. Malik's hands rested lightly on the engine, sensing the difference. Where before there had been tension, misalignment, and struggle, now there was flow. The machine wasn't just running, it was performing beautifully, each cylinder in perfect harmony, each vibration aligned with its natural frequency. Victoria, pale and trembling, whispered, "How?" Malik didn't answer immediately. He simply observed, letting the engine speak. Then, with calm authority, he said, "It wasn't broken. It just needed someone to listen." The boardroom erupted with astonishment as the engine ran past the infamous 14-minute failure mark. 20. 25. 37 minutes. Every diagnostic measurement exceeded expectations. Oil pressure, compression ratios, harmonic frequency, perfect. Every failure metric had vanished. The live stream exploded. Comments poured in faster than anyone could read. #engineering justice. Janitor turned genius. This is why experience ego. Victoria got served in real time. Klaus Becker approached Malik, his voice carrying genuine admiration. "Your methodology, extraordinary. Our European development plans will now proceed under your guidance." Dr. Roth smiled, a rare expression of personal and professional pride. "Malik, I've been engineering for 35 years. I've never seen diagnostics this clean. Your intuition is exceptional." Victoria could only stare, her face drained of confidence. The woman who had orchestrated public humiliation now found herself humiliated on a global stage. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Her live stream, intended to show her dominance, had instead captured her professional downfall. Within hours, the consequences rippled. Malik was promoted to Senior Engineering Diagnostics Lead, overseeing the European Autonomous Vehicle Program. His salary tripled, stock options awarded, and global recognition followed. Tech Vanguard's German investors increased their commitment by 25%, immediately expanding the European manufacturing line. Victoria faced internal investigations. Emails surfaced showing deliberate underestimation of Malik's talents. She was demoted from CEO to strategic advisor, with a 40% salary reduction. Diversity and inclusion workshops, led by Dr. Roth herself, were mandated for all executives. HR policies changed, every employee suggestion had to be formally reviewed, regardless of role or title. Meritocracy was no longer optional, it became enforced. 3 months later, Malik walked through Tech Vanguard's expanded Munich facility. The prototype trucks he had resurrected now rolled out smoothly across European streets. Engines purred in harmonic perfection, AI systems ran without errors, and his grandfather's old mechanical wisdom had become a foundation for multi-million-dollar innovations. Victoria approached quietly one afternoon in the cafeteria, her designer suit replaced by modest professional attire. Her tone was humbled. "Malik, I owe you an apology. And I'd like to learn how to build inclusive leadership practices." Malik smiled, remembering the lessons from his grandfather. Everyone deserves a chance to grow. The question is whether you're ready to listen. Social media continued to celebrate Malik's rise. #engineering justice trended worldwide. Tech communities shared his story as proof that talent and intuition matter more than titles. The narrative was simple yet powerful: never underestimate the person doing the work you consider small. By the 6-month mark, Malik's influence stretched across continents. European teams implemented his methods, mentorship programs highlighted previously unseen talent, and Tech Vanguard's stock price climbed steadily. That small harmonic dampener, once dismissed, had bridged not only AI and engineering, but also social and corporate divides. In his workshop, Malik leaned over a gleaming new engine, hands steady, eyes focused, embodying the harmony between precision, intuition, and experience. The camera would have captured a man no longer merely maintaining machinery, he was shaping the future of engineering, one perfect vibration at a time. The lesson was unmistakable: true genius often hides where you least expect it, and justice, when it finally arrives, resonates like perfect harmony. If this story inspired you, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch more tales of genius, justice, and triumph. Drop a comment below sharing a time someone underestimated you, and maybe your story will be featured next. Remember, never judge by appearances, and always listen to the voice of talent. It might just change the world.